Would you look who it is? Jonny Key, welcome back to the vlog. How are you doing?
I'm great.
We just got to the hotel. I'm here with
Jonny Key.
I feel great. A little scared about what's gonna happen at night, but I feel good.
He needs me.
Let's go, Luke! Come on! Luke Talbot. What a race.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. My name is Luke Talbot, and I am an NJCAA All-American and recent graduate from Lindenwood University, where I ran both Division I and II cross country and track and field. Today, I'm joined by my co-host, a two-time state qualifier in cross country, the current Seckman High 2-mile record holder, the Ohio Valley Conference 7th place finisher in the 3K steeple in 2023, and recently ran a personal best of 25:48 in cross country this fall. Ladies and gentlemen, Jonny Key. Jonny, how you doing, buddy?
Thank you. I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. So you didn't know I was going to say any of that. That's something I whipped up on my own. What did you think?
No,
How was
I
the
like
intro?
that. A lot of people,
Yeah?
a lot of my teammates call me the fastest freshman steepler in the OVC, but 7th place. It's still good, but I'll take it.
Hey, I mean, I'm trying my best out here, but yeah, me and Jonny, for those of you who don't know, we ran at Lindenwood together for Johnny's freshman year of college, and then his sophomore year, unfortunately, transferred over to UMSL. I say unfortunately, but let's be honest, that's probably
It's very fortunate.
a fortunate
It's very
thing.
fortunate.
I mean, I don't know if this is true, but I might have been the one pushing for it the most in your life. I was definitely on that, get out while you can. And,
Yeah, absolutely.
I think when I first met you, you were kind of like here and there with running, whether or not you really were focused on it and wanted to do it. But as we got through cross country and got into track, I feel like the passion just like reignited and you were back into it. So how is it
Absolutely.
at UMSL? Do you feel like it's a better system for you?
Yeah, I would say it's definitely a better system. I would say the coaching is definitely better. I like my teammates. I miss some of my teammates back at Lindenwood, but I would say coaching's a lot better. And something that kind of sucks, but is kind of good, is that absolutely no distractions. There's nothing going on here, so I got absolutely nothing to focus on besides running. And then, like you said, yeah, I wasn't really. I was in and out in cross country. I didn't have my priorities straight, but now I do. So we're on a good track now.
I loved I love to hear that. And unfortunately, we're recording this over a little call because you live in St. Louis. I live outside of Chicago. So, it's a little unfortunate. There might be a little
Far.
few hiccups here and there, but honestly, we're going to get some in-person podcasts for sure. We'll definitely meet up at some point, but
Oh, of
for
course.
now, this is the best we can do, but that's okay because I know how to do all of it, and all you got to do is sit there and look pretty, which I know you're good at.
Aw, aw.
Uh, Anyways, so I thought today would be a good chance for us to kind of just sit down and talk to our audience and kind of explain who we are, how we came up with running, and I'll happily go first. So, maybe something that you didn't know either, Jonny, is that I ran cross country in 7th and 8th grade. I did track 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. And then going into high school, I did cross country freshman, sophomore year. I quit and didn't run my junior year. I played volleyball freshman, sophomore year,
I did know
did
that.
travel volleyball. Wait, it gets better though. I quit. I came back to do cross country my senior year, but I had never done track until senior year. And senior year, I was absolutely atrocious at track. I think my senior year time in the mile was the same average time you ran in the 2 mile, which is just really embarrassing to be
What was
honest.
it? What was it?
I think it was like 4:52 or 4:54.
I mean, like, dude, if you're not like devout, like a sub 5 mile is a sub 5 mile.
That's true. And for, where I was at that time, like I wasn't going to complain too much, but I never really like fell in love with running until I had quit my sophomore year, didn't do it at all junior year, and I missed it so much. Like I would be going to volleyball practice just thinking all my friends right now are driving to like really cool meets and having fun time hanging out with each other, and I was just like, man, this sucks. Like I wish I was with them, but
I don't know
Here we
about
are,
that.
regardless. We had some cool races. I don't know about how you guys are in Missouri, but like we had Twilight, which is like a night race that
Yeah,
Nike used to host, and then it became New Balance. But it was a super fun race. We had some cool, just like locational based races. We got to race at our state course a few times, and that's always a
mhm,
fun time. So there was definitely some cooler races, and I think it was just like the memories you make, the bus rides and hanging out with your friends, eating a ton of junk food, getting to spend the night at a hotel for state, like all that stuff
that's
is really
true.
fun in my
Yeah,
opinion.
those are great memories. You're right. You're right.
So I think when I was like in volleyball, I was thinking about that. And I was like, man, I kind of miss that. But going into college, I didn't know if I was gonna continue running or not. And it wasn't until our junior college coach had picked up the position while I was a senior in high school, reached out to my coach, asked if anybody was like, on the cusp of wanting to continue running in college and might not have been good enough to go to a Division One, Division Two NAIA school, and he recommended me. So I got in touch with him through my high school coach and talked to him. Saw him at a meet. Basically, was just like, yeah, I want to keep doing this. So I ran at a JUCO for 2 years. Was battling some injuries. Placed kind of well my second year at NJCAA Nationals, and next thing you know, I'm at Lindenwood. So that's kind of how my story went. It was kind of fun in NJCAA because it wasn't really too competitive, and I met a lot of really cool people.
Very
And we
true.
took second, I think we took second both years at nationals. So like, the
Hmm.
competition was nothing. Like my teammates are running 30, 31, 32 minutes. So it's like the competition wasn't anything serious, but it was a
Yeah.
lot of fun nevertheless. And then I got to Lindenwood. I met Arrow, Brady, Timmy, Bromwell, Louie, Max, you, Anders, Brody. Like we met so many cool people there. People
Mhm.
I'm missing for sure. Even Will just this recent year. But I met all those really cool people, fast people, got me motivated, and I definitely fell in love with running probably the end of my sophomore year of junior college. And then I was like, yeah, I want to keep doing this. Went to Lindenwood and just found a way to make it work and found the right ways to train. And ever since, I mean, I've been loving the process. And here we are now. Most people know the rest of the story. I've been doing the docu-series, following along and vlogging as much as I can. So I'm a pretty open book when it comes to running, but those are the few things that, maybe some people didn't know or are new, wanted to catch up. That's basically me. Jonny Key, on the other hand, much more interesting story.
I don't know
And
about
before
that.
you say it, I do want you to include Nathan because I think he's a crucial part of the story.
He is. He is. Yeah. So, unlike Illinois, like track and cross country really isn't like big in middle school or and even elementary. My school district would host a meet, like just one track meet for the entire year in elementary, and the only reason I got in a race was because of my brother, because he was a little well known. They're like, well, if he's good, his brother should be good enough, which is not true at all, especially at that time. But yeah, then I ran middle school. Was not good. I was definitely like the 10th fastest kid on my team. Not very good at all. But then I just stuck with it in high school. My brother was definitely a big part of that. I probably would not have done any of it without him. And even my sister, she's the one who kind of started it all. My mom would make my brother in like elementary school, she would make my brother go to the high schoolers practice, which they practice very early in the morning. They practice at 5:30 a.m. in the morning during the summers. And so she would make him run with them, and obviously he's not even close to them in like fitness level. But yeah, yeah, Nate would. He's probably the only reason I stuck with running, and inevitably the big reason I transferred, to be honest, because I was gonna stay at Lindenwood, but then my brother convinced me to talk to his coach, which is kind of funny because I didn't really take it seriously. I was playing Fortnite in my room whenever his coach called me. And so
I
I might,
remember this. I was there. I forgot about that. We were
yeah,
playing Fortnite together when he called.
yeah. Which, whenever I think about it, is like extremely disrespectful. So I would not recommend that. But no, I had the utmost
Dude,
respect for
we
him.
were rotating out of Breakwater Bay.
Yep, yep. I remember we we got a late game and we were in the like snowy biome, but Yeah, after talking to him, I was thinking to myself, it's like, man, like if I do want to be good at running, I gotta get out of here. But that is, yeah, that's such a good memory, honestly. But yeah,
Oh
I
yeah,
did
that was
end up going to
insane.
my brother's school, but it's kind of funny. I didn't go to his school. But then whenever I opened up talking to his coach, I was like, man, I should probably look at other options. So that brought me here because I did talk to Coach Steve, the GOAT. I did talk to him in high school, and he brings it up a lot that I ghosted him, which I didn't mean to. I just coming here, wanting to get the college experience. You don't really get that here, and so I was like, man, I absolutely don't want to come here. But a year later, I'm here.
Dude, that's crazy. What a interesting just like change of events. How was high school though? Because you kind of skipped over that. What happened in high school?
Not much. I mean, I did track and cross country all 4 years. My track freshman year was actually really good. I ran 10:13 2 mile my freshman year, which was really
Oh
good. It
my
was like
God.
it was fourth in the state for freshmen at one point. Will was actually ahead of me. Funny enough.
Oh, Willie got you. That's
Dude,
funny.
and then the other day my brother showed me a video of him like beating me in a 4x8 like our freshman year. I was like, dang, I
That's
didn't need to
funny.
see that. But yes, no, I ran a pretty good time. And then my sophomore year, COVID came. I trained with Timmy, which was both of our teammates at Lindenwood. Me and him would train during
Classic.
COVID. We did the same workouts every single week. They were like 45-minute hammer drills in the fields. We would always do that. Junior year came. Timmy, and Justin, who runs at Central Missouri, they left. Obviously, Timmy went to Lindenwood. Justin went to UCM. So it was me and my buddy Dylan kind of working out. And just it just wasn't great because you didn't have that person that's better than you to like train. So training was fine. I developed decently. I went from 17:51 my freshman year to 16:22 for 5K. Pretty good. And then I ended up running
That is very
9:48 in the 2 mile. Never made it to state in track. Was never good enough. I also the running joke with my high school coach is that I'd always choke at districts. So yeah, never make it far, but still ran a decent time and school record. So that was my high
yeah.
school days.
And now you're part of the UMSL team, and you guys got a
Yep.
pretty good program over there, pretty good team, looking
Yep.
to improve, obviously, going into cross country next fall. But focusing on track right now, talk to me about track because you've already raced a race. I haven't personally, but you've already gotten out there.
Yeah. So last weekend we raced at Eastern Illinois. Um, I raced a 3K, but it kind of sucked because there's two heats. First heat of all Eastern Illinois guys, which I was kind of upset I wanted to be in that heat. Doesn't matter. And then the second heat was with all the UMSL boys, and then some, honestly, like some random schools that I have no clue how to pronounce or what they were. But yeah, really, it was kind of just a rust buster. Coach just wanted us to go out like really controlled, and yeah, I was just racing to win the heat, and inevitably that's what happened. I really do wish I was in the first heat though. I think it would have been a lot more competitive, but that's all right. First meet of the season, ran a 9:10, which technically is like my second worst 3K time, but it's it's whatever. It's whatever. But yeah,
Second worst following conference,
yeah,
indoor conference.
yeah. But that was an hour after the mile, bro.
Oh,
I
of
was
course, of
I
course. I
was
don't
still
blame you.
dead. Yeah, but yeah.
I when I was working on the intro, I was going through all that footage, obviously, to get the clip of you screaming, and I went through it to see if I could pull anything of like me and you running together in that race. But it's Anders, me, Timmy, you for
Yeah.
literally like a split second, and then the next lap, you and Timmy are already fallen off.
Yeah.
Anders is like 20 meters ahead of me, so I'm in no man's land while you two are running behind me. I'm just like, oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's easily one of the most embarrassing races of my life. Funny enough, three of my teammates are racing there this weekend
Really,
at,
at
at
Vandy?
Birmingham.
Or
Yeah,
not?
Bammy.
Oh, at Birmingham, right,
Yeah,
no, Anders is at Vandy this weekend. They're on the bus right now to go to
oh,
Vanderbilt. That's
I
why I was
know.
thinking that.
He was talking
I
about the
know.
teams there, and I was like, man, if me and Luke were there, that'd be awesome.
Oh, is that the SEC one?
Yeah. No, but get this, dude. It's like the actual like SEC teams are gonna be there too.
Oh my goodness. For those of you who don't know, I won't expose too much, but
Yeah, please don't.
basically, the last time when me and Johnny were at the Vanderbilt meet, we were just scouting the SEC teams and, maybe not on the men's side so much. And
No.
oh my God, unbelievable. The fact that we didn't go to SEC schools is just,
Yeah.
I mean, it explains why we're both single right now, to be honest, right?
I was just about to say for the talent, like they're SEC, so they're super fast. That's what we were scouting out. That's
Oh, of
definitely,
course.
yeah, that's definitely what it's for. Yeah, yeah.
Well, like athletic kids are like obviously like all I want, so clearly I have to make sure that I'm picking right.
yeah, yeah. I wasn't even thinking about that. It's great you bring that up. See, that
Are
never
you
crossed
working
my
on a
mind.
Rubik's Cube
I
right
guess
now?
me and you had very different ideas just going to that meet, dude. Because that's not at all what was going through my head.
Yeah, for sure, for
Weirdo.
sure. Anyways, well, to be fair, the one wasn't even wearing a uniform.
Huh?
The one that we saw all the time wasn't even wearing a uniform, just
Was
wearing normal clothes.
I don't remember. I remember like I don't
Black
remember that.
leggings, red top.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I was
No,
like,
the
there's no way you're
second day
forgetting.
though. No, she did like run though.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, shout out Belmont. Great school.
Is that where she went?
Yeah. Great school.
Maybe you should have said that. Doesn't matter. Anyways, back on topic. You finished up your 3K. You were on a flat track, I'm assuming, not a
Flat
banked.
200, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so who really cares at that point? Like flat tracks suck so much. Like a flat 200, of course. They suck.
It wasn't great, but I mean like it was fine. I wish I had that here. I don't have it, so
That's true. That's true. I wish I had it here. I have a 160 in the middle of a park district that has 3 lanes, and I have
Mhm.
people walking in them all the time. Like I can never actually get onto it, so it doesn't even
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah, it's not
It's
great.
okay though.
Yeah.
And
No,
then
it's
you're
fine.
getting ready for race next week, correct?
Next weekend, yeah. I don't know what I'll be racing in yet, but I'll just be ready to PR to be
That's
honest.
okay.
It's also
Well,
200 flat. But if I'm in the mile or the 3K, I'm gonna PR hopefully, no matter what.
we won't touch on that too much right now. Then we'll save that for next week so that we
Yeah.
can have like a little pre-race podcast because
Yeah.
we're gonna try to film these either like maybe like Wednesday, Thursday because I want to try to get them out every Friday. So obviously, I'm assuming you'll probably race either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, which is perfect for us. That
Yeah.
way we can do a little pre-race. But
It'd be
yeah,
fun.
that'll be pretty exciting. Yeah, no, that sounds really fun. I personally actually just signed up for a meet today. So,
Mm.
well, I say meet, but a race. So I signed up for the Frosty 5 Mile that my town hosts, the park district that I work for.
It's a goaded
And it's
name.
like February. It really is.
That's
Frosty 5
Rusty
Mile,
Five
that,
Mile.
that goes crazy. But it's like on February 10th, and I've looked at the weather. I think last week I looked at the day because you can like check like months in advance of what the weather's supposed to look like for that
That's
day.
it's gonna change no matter what.
I hope so because it said it was like 12 degrees with like a high of 20 and snow. I was like, oh,
That's why
please
they call it
no.
Frosty 5K, dude.
And it's 5 mile, but that's
Oh,
okay. Yeah. No, it's okay. No, I've seen pictures from it from like 2 or 3 years ago, and it was a blizzard, and they still had the race. It was just people covered in snow. The whole background was just white. There was like no road. It was just running on snow. It was insane.
It'd be cool
But
though. I mean, it would suck in the moment, but like after, looking back, it'd be sick.
well, I'd like to really get in a good time because, I mean, I want to prove my fitness, of course. But
Yeah.
at the same time, no person from my town has won it, and it's our local race. Nobody's won it in a few years. I don't even know like if they have won it. I've looked at like the past 2, 3 years, and it's just been out of town people. So at this point, I'm really just trying to win it to be a hometown hero.
Hometown hero,
So
baby. Absolutely, yeah. Just go for the
exactly.
win.
Yeah, so that's the goal right now. But How is training going for you? Because I know that you had a pretty big workout today. You've been excited to tell
Oh
me
my
about.
gosh.
So talk to me about the
Dude,
workout today.
it was like, so looking at it, it was 1200 on the road, 4x400s on the track, 1200 on the road, 4x400s on the track, and then a mystery rep. And so a little scary looking down that rep, but the 1200s were on the road. They were just kind of like for volume, so they were really like not too quick. I think first one was like 3:59, and we were supposed to be between like 4 minutes and 4:06, which to be honest, I don't know what pace that is. 400s first set was at 72s, which we all hit, and then the second 1200 on the road was I think it was four flat, but it was just like it was fine. And the last fours they were all at 70, and we were all like really. I mean, we weren't like nervous, but like we were all trying to think like what it would be because it's like, oh, we're at 3.5 miles of volume. It's like maybe an 800, something weird like that. Literally, some guys are like taking off their shoes. Poor Sam, he took off his shoe and his sock, and there's just a scab from the his ankle running off on it. It's like very
Oh,
very gross, but so he had to get his shoes back on. I joked about it, and I hope I'm not the reason that we got it, but I was like, oh man, imagine if it's just like a mile, like all out, and like not even like 10 seconds later, Coach T's like, yeah, so we're gonna do a mile, and he was like, sub 5 gets a prize, and so
no.
yeah, and so I was like, keep in mind, I'm also in like peg 39s that are absolutely ran through, dude, like. This is you can't even see it.
Oh my God, the OG
Yeah, the
freaking
OGs.
green and purple? No
These
way.
have at least like 500 miles on them, like on their last legs. Um, but I'm thinking, I'm starting off and I'm like, okay, like guys, we'll just go off in 75s, we'll be fine. First lap, Matthias goes out in like 68 and I hit 70, and so he's already gapping me. So I'm like, frick, this isn't good. 200 or 800 comes across he was at 220, I was at 225. So I'm like, I'm on pace, It's like I'm gonna get that sub
Yeah.
5, but I really wanted to the competitive side of me, I really wanted to win. And so go across third lap, I'm at least 50 meters back of Matthias, and they're like, you're on pace, and I was like, I want to win. And so I start booking it. I don't know what my last 400 was, but I mean, I closed that 50-meter gap by the time it was like the first 100, and I just kept on moving.
Jesus.
Ended up being a 447, which is actually like crazy to think about. Because like my pace for the 3K was like 455. I just did that mile at the end of a workout with freaking worn out pegs. So that was my workout though. I was super happy with it.
Dude, that is insane. And I'm so glad you brought up the pegs too, because that's something I wanted to talk about. You are probably one of the most impressive runners that I've ever met who doesn't use a workout shoe or super shoe. Like the fact that you do all your workouts in Pegasus, because like don't get me wrong, Pegasus are very like versatile shoes, daily
Yeah, I mean
trainers,
all
long
around it's
runs,
a
or
great
speed
shoe.
work,
Yeah, absolutely.
for sure. But the fact that you don't use super shoes, like me and Anders and Timmy, we're all wearing Vaporflies and we're literally doing the workouts with you. I'm just like, dude, this is insane. I mean, like the talent you have, but not only that, the hard work too, because it's not like you're not doing the work. It's very
Yeah.
impressive.
I'm not gonna lie to you. One of my teammates, Ben, brought in a pair of Alpha Flies today that he bought off eBay that didn't fit him. Fit me perfectly, and he's like $35. And I was like, he's like, Johnny, you really need a workout shoe. And I was like, I don't know. Then Devin tries them on, and he's like, man, they fit me too. And Ben's like, all right, bidding war. I'm like, absolutely not. I'm out. So still no workout shoe. I definitely need to order some new pegs though. I think, and then I also need to keep track of them on Strava because I have absolutely no clue how many miles are on it. But I think it's definitely time to retire those bad boys.
Yeah, for sure. That is one thing that I do very well. I track all the mileage for my shoes, so I know. Like my shoes that I'm using right now for warm up cool down, like they have 570 miles on it or something like that,
What
which
shoes are
I
those?
literally only use them. They're just Invincibles. They're old pair of
Yeah.
Invincibles that I think I didn't use them when you were, or maybe I only used them the year you were at school, and then I brought them home and didn't use them for like 6, 7 months. But
Hmm.
I'm so broke right now, like I can't afford shoes, so I'm trying to like, I'm literally using old pairs of shoes and just like going until my feet start hurting. I messed my foot up like a couple weeks ago, and it hurt so bad for literally like a week and a half, and I was still running obviously, but I was just like, dude,
Yeah.
okay, I gotta get rid of these shoes because they're dead.
You
So.
gotta you gotta
It's
beg
just
your
been like
parents,
wearing
man.
old shoes.
You gotta beg
Dude,
them.
trust me. I am, trust me. But I'm trying to pay back school and I just dropped $40 to sign up for a race, so that doesn't help
Yeah.
the
I
situation
I
and
know I know the Lindenwood ain't cheap.
no, it's really not unfortunately, but we'll
Poor
get through
Brady.
it. But poor Brady indeed. That kid, man, I feel so bad. I need to text him because I want to know if Timmy took over my room. He was supposed to, but
Oh yeah.
knowing that kid, probably not.
There's no way. There's no way that he
And
moved all this stuff.
Will was supposed to move in, so
Mhm.
unless Will moved in, Timmy's probably still in his old room. He probably moved his PC into my room and is just leaving everything in his room and just gaming in my
It's just
room,
a game
which
room,
is so
though.
funny to think about.
Yeah, that is
I mean,
funny.
fair enough if that's what he wants to do with it, but
Might as well. Free space.
before we jump into, no, literally, before we jump into our last little, what do you want to call this? A little segment, if you will.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have anything you want to add? Because, we're about like 26, 27 minutes in, and I want to keep this episode a little shorter just to make sure everything's working and just do like the intro to me and you. And obviously, we could talk for another hour just
Yeah,
catching
we
up,
we really
but
could. No,
I
man.
do
It's
want to jump into this. So do you have, all right, if
all
you're
you. It's your
good, then we're going to
segment.
jump into this. This is a segment that I came up with called Famous or Infamous. Basically, I'm gonna give Johnny a runner or a track and field athlete that is either famous for something or infamous for something. And I made one of them up, so I'm gonna read off
Oh
whether like
gosh.
what they did, and you get to guess which one's true. So the first two I didn't know. I like was doing research and found them and I was like, "Oh, these guys this is pretty interesting." The last one I know and Johnny doesn't know like anything about running
I
when it
don't.
comes to like professional runners. So, I thought this would be
Absolutely.
really fun. And I only have 3 today, but I think it'll still be really good. But the
Oh
first one
gosh, dude.
being and I'm scared that I'm going to mess this up, but Ray Irwi Erie? I don't know. Something like
I
that.
I
I
feel like you're
apologize
messing
for
me up. I feel
absolutely.
like you're trying to mess me up with not being able to pronounce that.
I'm not, trust me.
Ray
So,
Irwi.
is he, yes, he is either famous for having the second most gold medals in an individual events of all time, second to Michael Phelps, obviously,
Hmm.
or
Is this men and
he's
women?
in Uh, probably just men, but probably men and women too, honestly. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh,
But I
okay.
think it's probably both because I know Phelps has the most, but either way, I think he's got 8 and I think Phelps has like 11 or 12. Either way, he's either famous for that or he's infamous for being the first ever person to win a marathon gold back to back and was later exposed for doping.
Oh, okay. Here's my thinking. I don't think he's second in gold medals. I just think that Michael Phelps, and then I don't know the girl's name. I think it's like Katie Ledecky or something like that. I know she's good,
Yeah,
but I don't know how long she's been swimming. But I think he's infamous for doping those marathons. I think that's what it is.
for back-to-back gold marathons, and
Yeah.
that is
Those,
incorrect. He does
no,
have the second
what?
most gold medals in individual events.
There's
I think
no
I think
way.
I think Ledecky might have. I know who that is. She's a swimmer. She's
Yeah.
insane. Like she was winning when she was like a teenager, I believe.
It's got to
But
be
I
those
think the
all those
problem is
relays.
that it's got to be relays. She's probably in IMs and whatnot, and
Mhm.
relays for swimming, where not IMs, that's individual medley, sorry. She's probably in medley relays, but this is individual events. So he was a high jump, long jump, triple jump, and he won, I think, 8 gold medals. So
What
that could be
year?
wrong, but
What
he's got the.
years? Like
He
1904?
held it for. Yes, no, literally, like in 1910, and he held the record for 100 years until Michael Phelps beat him. It was like 102 years and like 23 days. He held the record for most Olympic gold medals.
That's I that's crazy. I'm upset about that one.
Yeah, pretty typical, right?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, his name's Ray. His name's Ray, but it's full like Raymond, and then Ewry. So pretty interesting.
I'm
But
looking
on
him
to
up
the
after
second
this.
one.
That's stupid.
On to the second one. I think you like this one. We have Tyson Gay, who won either famous famous for
I'm sure his
he's
last
either,
name.
he's either famous for winning silver in both the 5K and 10K 2012 London Olympics, losing to Mo Farah, who won both gold in both events.
That
So
is a
I'm sure
name
you
I
probably
know.
remember that. Mo
I do know
Farah
Mo Farah. Yeah.
winning. Yeah, he won gold in both the 5K and 10K in 2012. So
Okay.
either Tyson Gay is famous for getting silver and losing to Mo Farah in both 5K and 10K, or he tested positive for illegal substances in 2014 and had to forfeit his silver medal that he won in 2012 as part of the 4x100 meter relay team.
Tyson Gay definitely sounds familiar. Um, I don't think Tyson Gay is a distance runner's name, so I'm gonna say he's infamous for the second one in the 4x4. That's got to be it, right?
4x1, but that is correct. He did
Hey,
get
let's
caught
go.
for testing positive for illegal substances and forfeited a silver
Knew it.
medal in
Knew it.
2014. So you're 1 for 1 right now.
Oh, 1 for 2.
All right.
50%. We'll take it.
Or yeah, 1-1. Sorry, my fault. And then finally the third one, which I feel like you should know who this is, but
Okay.
you probably don't, which is funny to me. So we have Alberto Salazar. Have you ever heard of that name before?
Salazar. No, that sounds like something. Sounds like I don't even know, like a drug cartel person's last name from Narcos.
All right.
Salazar?
Well, yeah, Salazar. So he
Okay.
is either famous for setting the 5K and 10K American track records
Ooh.
in 1982 and becoming the head coach of the Nike Oregon Project, or he basically got a life ban from coaching following multiple allegations of sexual misconduct while being the head coach at the Nike Oregon Project.
The second one's oddly specific. I feel like it's something you just don't make up. A sexual assault case. I'm definitely gonna
Sexual
say.
misconduct.
Okay, so it's not that bad. Business
No,
conduct.
it's still really bad.
I'm definitely gonna say I'm gonna say he's infamous for that, for the sexual misconduct.
So technically, they're both true, actually. He was very
Oh,
famous for
okay.
setting the 5K and 10K world record, but yes, you are right. He's also infamous for having multiple allegations of sexual misconduct. He
Multiple.
actually coached, yes, he
Jeez.
coached Mo Farah, actually, when Mo Farah was with the Nike team. He coached Mary Kane, Kara Gucher,
Wonder
and
if he harassed them.
Galen Rupp.
Okay.
What?
I said I wonder if he harassed them.
Oh, well, either way, that was our little segment. That was famous or infamous.
I'll
Did you
take that.
enjoy that? Was that
I,
fun?
I mean, I would have enjoyed it if I got them all right, but I'll take 2 for 3. That's not bad.
2 for 3 is actually really good. And I mean, I try to make it to where like at least they sounded realistic. Whether like the true or false part. Like I tried to put as much detail in
Yeah.
both the true and false part, so it was like pretty even. But yeah, the last one, he's one of the most well-known people when it comes to doping because the Nike Oregon Project was like this whole big thing that obviously doesn't exist anymore
Yeah,
because of him. So
that's also true. I
But yeah, that was fun.
yeah
And we
yeah.
got a little bit of everything in there because we got jumpers, we got a sprinter, and we got a coach. So it wasn't even really distance orientated, which
Nah,
is
it was
what
just
we are,
track.
but it was just track because we're in track season, and that's I thought that was pretty fun.
Yeah, now my knowledge is so much greater now.
Yeah, who was the first person we talked about?
Ray Irby.
I don't know if that's how you pronounce the last name. I
I don't know.
really hope it is. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. I wouldn't blame people for mispronouncing my last name. So, at the same time, I guess it would be kind of disappointing if they messed up your last name, to be honest.
It's, some people do ask for pronunciation of it, so it's like K-E-Y.
Really?
Yeah, and like the spelling and
Key.
stuff. Yeah,
That's funny.
that's interesting
All
for
right,
sure.
Johnny. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show today. My co-host, my blonde brother.
Of course.
This is basically the pilot episode, episode 1 of Blonde Boys Run, and it'll be super exciting because we got all of
Great name.
your sophomore season of track, and then we have junior and senior year while you're still in college. I'll be racing on my own, doing the road races and
Yep,
whatnot, and
yep.
every week we'll get to catch up and see how training's going. I'll talk more about training from the week before because obviously I don't want to talk too much about what I'm doing right now so that I can save it for the docu-series. But basically, docu-series comes out every Wednesday, and then I'll talk about all the training that airs that Wednesday on Friday when this podcast comes out. So it'll be a cool little recap for that as well, starting next week, of course, and we'll get to dive deeper into that. And hopefully, you guys get to enjoy all of what Johnny's doing because I think it's fascinating personally. I mean, what an
Aw,
interesting fellow over there.
I think what you're doing is
And
fascinating, Luke. A frosty 5 mile,
thanks, Johnny.
winning that.
Hometown hero, Johnny. So that'll be super
Hometown.
exciting. That's something to look forward to.
Absolutely.
And next week we'll have a little pre-meet podcast for Johnny for
Mhm.
I'm assuming Principia, right? That's where you're
Yep,
racing?
yep. We can do some
For
race
the Principia
predictions.
race. Absolutely. Yeah, you're going to have to take care of that because I probably won't have time to look too far into it. So you come prepared with that. That's all
I
I'm
will.
asking for you for next week's episode.
I got that.
All right. Well, that's all from me. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Love all things. We'll see you guys in the next podcast. Johnny, close it out. What do you got for us?
Peace. We out.
Peace. We out.